Absolutely. Okay, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We are having our first Caregivers community check-in. And today, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about the One Life to Live Foundation. Our mission is to support, encourage, and educate women, veterans, and caregivers of wounded veterans. The founders, myself, Daphne, and Pamela, we all served in the military. Myself and Daphne served in the finest service of them all, and JT, that would be the Navy.
Go Air Force.
And Pamela served in the Air Force.
Go Army.
Hey, go Army. And we're just excited to get engaged with our community. And we look forward to meeting with you all every month. So we're going to go ahead and get it started.
Daphne, can you see that screen?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Daphne Uter. I am the CEO and founder, or one of the founders for One Life to Live Foundation. So the three women, Pamela Black and Ari Lewis, we are all women veteran, and we started this foundation. Basically, I thought about this foundation as an open door for women out there that are caregivers and giving back to other people that have served the military. This foundation is based on the fact that there are a lot of women out there that are giving everything they can every day to help other people that cannot help themselves. So it is important that we honor these women, that we share our stories, that we understand what they're going through, and also understand what they are for, and to honor them every day. So the reason why I started the foundation to begin with is because of my aunt. I had an aunt that was a caregiver for many years, that take care of everyone, from people in the military, from our family, and she wasn't really taking care of herself and her body. And she found out before, and when it was too late, that she had stage 4 cancer. So I realized that the importance of self-care and taking care of yourself, and also taking care of your mind when you're taking care of other people as well. So that was the whole purpose of this foundation. I thank you all for coming to this call today, and I hope that you will learn and be able to share the stories that you heard today, or to share the information that we are about to provide you, which I think will make a huge impact on your life and everything that's going on with you personally. I am going to talk about, open the call for the listeners that are here today, so they can share a little bit about where they're from, and where they're calling from, and whether you're a caregiver or family member, and one thing you've done during the year of 2020.
And feel free, you can raise your hand if you'd like to turn your videos on, that would be helpful, but you can raise your hand and open your mic and share a little bit if you'd like. Or you can type it in the chat box.
Good afternoon, ladies. My name is Latricia Johnson. I'm from Riviera Beach, Florida. I'm a family member of an ex-vet. My dad's an ex-Navy vet. One fun thing I did this year, just spend a lot of time with my kids.
That is a fun thing to do.
Thank you for joining us, Latricia, and thank you for joining the call. We appreciate caregivers like you calling in and showing support to what we're doing, and thank you. Anybody else have any stories to share before we move on?
I will go. This is JT. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Raining where I am, but I'll try to follow along. My name is JT Fears. I am currently living in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Hail from Dallas, Texas. Did 27 years in the Navy, and I'm not sure if I'm a veteran, so I'm not sure if any of the other stuff applies to me. But let's see. One fun thing I did in 2020, I ran a half marathon, and I wanted to do a full marathon, but COVID hit, so they canceled it. So I like to run. That's all I have. Thank you.
Oh, we thank you for your service, JT, and thank you for joining the call. Even though the foundation is really for women caregivers, but we also support our um, military people as well, because we are a military founded and a veteran founded foundation. Thank you.
And I just want to add to that, JT, we're always thankful for our community partners and donors. So we definitely appreciate all those veterans and those community partners who are donating to our organization. So thank you.
Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm Denise Clark, a native of West Palm Beach, Florida. I am a veteran. And the good thing of this year is I nor anyone that I personally know has gotten the COVID virus. So, I praise God for that every day. But it hasn't been a good year for me. I have not been able to travel, or shall I say, I've chosen not to travel, which means that I haven't been able to see my children or grandchildren since February. But that being said, as not a good thing, I'm kind of enjoying the fact that, I have stayed home and I don't intend to travel. I'm taking this as a year, a sabbatical, and I will not travel until my for a year. February will be a year, and I even if they say that it's safe to travel tomorrow, I'm going to make that 1 year of no travel and just enjoying life, enjoying me, my husband, and staying safe. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Nisi, and thank you for joining the call. We appreciate you, and thank you for your service as well. We're gonna continue on with the program. We're gonna let Pam.
So this is just an opportunity for us to share. And I think some of us have shared some of the fun things that we've done in 2020. But let's talk about ways that you have practiced self-care. For many of us, like Nisi was saying, we've been away from family and friends. We haven't had the opportunity to do all those things that come normal for us, like traveling, like going out, like, socializing. But what are some ways that you have practiced self-care in 2020? And self-care can come in any form, your mind, body, spirit. So if you'd like to kind of list some ways, either in the chat box or open your mic and share, and I'll start off. For me, I went into 2019 practicing self-care. That meant walking every day. I was trying to learn ways to take care of myself emotionally, because in 2019 I had gotten sick, and part of my healing process was walking. So my self-care to help my mind, body, and spirit was walking and going to the beach. So those are some ways that I have continued to practice in 2020 to help myself not only heal, but to stay fit emotionally as well.
What's going on, man?
That's an example. If anyone else would like to open their mic and share, and if you're not speaking Yes.
Okay, bet then. So I was like, I'm about to go up front.
Hey, JT, can you mute your mic?
I just muted it for him. All right, so the floor is open. Anyone want to share some of their self-care practices?
I'll share. So for me, I have 3 young children. So anytime that I can just have a moment to myself to just woosah and regroup, I will do that by any means possible. Sometimes that means going to the garage and just sitting in the car for like 5 minutes, or just taking a walk around the neighborhood with them and letting them get their energy out of them. So anytime that you just need to just regroup and reset your mind, you got to do that by any means possible. You know, I would love to go to Massage Envy and get massages and go drink a nice little drink on the beach, but that's not always feasible. I have like 15 unused massages at Massage Envy because I don't have the time to go. So you have to make time for yourself by any means possible.
Um, I think of self-care as something that is important for all of us. It is more important than anything else that you do in life because you have to put yourself first no matter what you are doing in life. It is important more than your past, it's more important than education, it's more important than your failure, your successes, than what other people think or do. It is more important than your appearance, but your appearance is also part of your self-care. So when people say, well, I'm not going anywhere, I don't have to look extra good today, it is important that you wake up, that you feel good. And feeling good is about, you have to care how you look. It's part of the whole package. So it's very important that you take care of yourself, take care of your appearance, make sure you feel good inside, make sure you feel good about your body. And if you don't feel good about your body, you can always go for a walk. You can always go watch a movie, get out of the house a little bit, get some fresh air, whatever that you can do to make yourself feel better and to take care of your mind, body, and soul.
Thank you, Daphne. Anyone else want to share some of their self-care practices?
I will say that as a result of this call right now, or you know, I'll get better starting tomorrow. I'm gonna finish this year strong, and I thank each and every one of you that have said something, because you just made me realize that I do need to get up and out, and you know, fresh air and things like that. So I've kind of been like just doing not much of anything, and I'll do a little bit more to get that fresh air and self-care in that respect starting tomorrow.
Yes. Well, I'm so happy to hear that, Nisi. And I can tell you that, you know, I know Nisi personally, and she is always like very lively. She is a world traveler. And I can only imagine with COVID happening, how not being able to travel may have affected you, you know. And so sometimes we take things for granted. You know, for me, I'm a social butterfly. I was so used to being out and about, connecting with people, and then COVID hit, and it really changed my way of being. And so, you know, you do have to stop and say, you know, what can I do to help myself when I'm not able to be the person who I, you know, truly am because of this pandemic. So that's why walking for me, and even sometimes, you know, I would have to do some self-care at home by eating healthy and drinking more water. I love me a glass of wine every now and then, but I realized during the pandemic that in order for me to stay healthy, I had to limit my alcohol consumption, you know, and that was one of the things I did for me. But we all have those different ways that we can practice self-care. And it's really like, what makes you feel good? What works for you? So anybody else want to share before we move on?
I just want to say that the remarkable thing is that we have a choice every day regarding the attitude that we will embrace for that day. And keeping a positive mind and a positive attitude about everything in life will definitely be a key to also tie it into your caregiving commitment to yourself. So change the way you think, change the way you react to certain situation. It's gonna help you along the way. It's not just a one-time thing. It's something that you need to start practicing every day. Um, Practicing a little bit of self-care, a little bit of positive attitude, because whatever happened in life, 10% is how you, what happened. 10% is what happened to you, but 90% is how you react to what's going on in your life. So if you learn to relax and take a deep breath and not really focus on the negative of what is currently happening, more focusing on how am I gonna change what is going on now? What changes can I make? How could I use this as a way to make a positive change in my life? How can I learn from this experience? Those are the things that you need to remind yourself whenever you're going through something, and to stay focused on what your end goal is. That's all I wanted to add.
All right, thank you, Daphne. And so Daphne kind of led us into our next topic, and I wanted to just share some ways that we, during this hectic holiday season, some of the ways that we can stress less. So we talked about breathing. I have learned over the course of being ill and also practicing yoga that our breath is one of our first lines of defense. And so when you're a newborn baby and the doctor smacks you on your butt, and then you take that first, that first breath, that is your life. And as adults, sometimes we forget to breathe. And we run through life, we're so hectic, and we wonder why our chest is hurting, why, we're going through all this anxiety, because oftentimes we're not breathing. So one of the first things that I would like to offer you today is to find your breath in the midst of your holiday stress and even life stress. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Let it go. And so breathing in a really practical and purposeful manner can be a lifesaver in many situations. So breathing in through your nose, 3 count, out through your nose, 6 count, or through your mouth, 6 count. You can calm yourself down. Some of the other ways that we can stress less during the holidays is showing gratitude. Gratitude, being kind and helpful to others, or thankful. Thankful I woke up this morning. Thankful that I, like Nisi said, no one I know has COVID. We can show gratitude and also help ourselves to feel better. And showing kindness is another way. When we are kind to others, doing unto others as we would like them do unto us, or like them to do unto us, it can make our hearts feel better. Some other ways to stress less: focus on what brings you joy, not all the negativity. We can wake up every day and see the negativity all around us. But what brings you joy? For me, it's a walk on the beach. Somebody like Ari was saying, to just stay, get away, sit in the garage or sit outside on the patio. Find what brings you joy. Do less. How many of you are multitasking right now? We go through taking care of the kids, we got to drive here, and we're all over the place. Sometimes we can take some things off of our calendars. What can you take off your daily tasks that will help you to slow down a little? Think about that. Love more. Love, they say, makes the world go around. If we're focusing on all the people that we can't stand, those people that irritate us, that brings negativity into our lives. Focus on loving more. Choose healthy foods and drink more water. Again, these are things that we hear all the time, but once you realize that what you put into your body and your mind and your soul is what's going to come out, you'll start to make better choices. So eat healthy, drink healthy. and then create new memories. Again, Latricia was talking about spending more time with her children. How many times have, I'm an empty nester, and for those of you who have raised your children and they're gone, do you look back and you say, man, I miss those days, you know? And I can see those people who have little kids now, and I remember, you know, preparing for the holiday seasons and wrapping gifts and baking cookies. But when your kids get grown, it's oftentimes you don't have that same experience. So make new memories now, and appreciate the time that you have with your loved ones right now. Laugh or cry out loud. Many of us have again gone through sickness. We've lost family members during this season. We've had some changes in our lives, and some have made us laugh and others have made us cry. And crying is healing for our souls. So God gave us tears as ways to wash away our pain. So crying is necessary. And then make self-care a priority. Daphne mentioned that. So these are just a few things that you can do. And as we continue, our guest speaker is going to talk to us about different ways that we can also find ways to stress less. So I'm going to close and let Daphne and Ari take over in introducing our guest speaker.
Hello, everyone. I would like to welcome our guest speaker today, Xahej Bajipura. Xahej is also known as Ms. Zai. She's a public school teacher and the executive director of nonprofit Show and Heal. Ms. Zai has had the honor to serve thousands of youth from diverse backgrounds. She observed many values and learned that there is more than one path in life. Show and Heal, her organization, provides a safe space for self-exploration, inclusion, and perspective sharing through their self-care and diversity initiative. Please welcome Ms. Zai.
Heart shake, everyone, from my heart to your heart. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for that beautiful introduction and for this focus on self-care. I wanted to share a little bit about what we do with children because it's so important for us as adults to also help model self-care. So at Show and Heal, we teach tools in mindfulness and self-care with teens because it's not taught in schools. Suicide is a second leading cause of death among teenagers, which is why our organization focuses on a holistic approach to wellness. Now, many students, when we talk about self-care in the club in our different programs, they don't know what self-care is because they don't see it either in their families. And so they don't know how to practice it. And if it's not practiced in their families and we don't as adults, parents, teachers, then our children won't learn. So it's important for us to model the self-care too. Culturally, also, I believe that many people may believe that practicing self-care is selfish and that, putting ourselves first should be secondary, right? But actually, it's one of the most selfless acts you can do because think about it, you are the lifeline of your family. The healthier you are, the healthier your whole family will be. Actually, I was just looking up some statistics, which you're probably aware of, that the leading cause of death among adults is heart disease. And one of the contributing factors of heart disease is, guess what? Chronic stress. And I know with the pandemic, the rate of substance abuse, mental health conditions, just stress in general, economic, financial insecurity. We're seeing, we're facing our own health issues as well as other people who are close to us are also dying or getting sick. And so our stress is probably at the highest that, it's been very exacerbated during this time. So in order for us to continue serving our families, it's also crucial for us to stay healthy mentally, physically, emotionally, and socially, so we don't burn out. And you may have already mentioned this, but this is a very common saying when we talk about self-care. When you're on the plane, what do they always say? What do the flight attendants say about the oxygen masks? Our tendency as parents or caregivers is to provide first for our family member. But if we're not putting the oxygen mask on ourselves first, we're not even able to get to our child. And so that's just a reminder to really focus inwards. And And so it's very important that you don't neglect yourself, because it will be worse on your family if your health is being sacrificed. I have a PDF that I found with the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, and it has many different resources, tips for self-care, some that Pamela already mentioned, and some that we're going to go over today. And it also shows signs and symptoms of stress. So while you're able to write on it, if you you're able to determine what was it that affected your self-care. Like, was there symptoms of symptoms of physical stress, were there, or mental stress? And then how did that affect your self-care practice? Or what did you do in the times of stress? So it's just basically able for you to create awareness on your mental and emotional health and how it affects those other spheres. So as Pamela did an awesome job about the breathing, the breath is so crucial. We breathe about 22,000 times every day. How many of those breaths do we consciously take? So one of the exercises I will be doing, which is similar to Pamela's, is just equal count of breaths. So the count will be, 4 inhale and 4 exhale. And the reason why this is important is that it creates awareness of the breath. It syncs your mind and your body. And think about it, when your breath is calm, your mind is also affected and it can be calm. But if our breath is very, fast and erratic, then it also will affect our mind. And so being able to do the controlled breathing helps us create awareness and master our mind as well. So we're just going to do a few rounds of that breathing exercise. So if you want, you can be in a comfortable yet alert position. You make sure that you can put if it's comfortable for you to put your shoulders above your hips. If you're standing, sitting, you're laying down. And I just want you, if you feel comfortable, again, close your eyes and take a deep inhale all the way to the top of your lungs, and your belly should be inflating out, and then release. And then just continue just having a natural breath, and I will guide you through the breathing exercises. So again, take a natural breath in and slowly exhale out. And at this time, as you're breathing, pay attention to the sound of your breath. Is it loud? Is it soft? Are you taking a long breath? Or is it short? Is it deep or shallow? And again, our mind is naturally going to drift away in thoughts because we have about almost 60,000 plus thoughts a day. And so it's so natural and normal for our mind to wander. But during this time, just anchor, your breath is your anchor. So just go back to your breath. And I want you to, again, if you're tensing your jaw, release your shoulders, and you can, move them up, roll them up a little bit, roll them back down. And I want you to also bring attention to this moment that we have here. If there's any sounds in the background of your room, if there's what's the temperature of the room, feel your weight on your chair, your cushion, or your bed. And, pay attention to any of the scents that you have in the room or anything else to bring you to this present moment. Now I'm just going to do a count of 4 inhales, and you can just try to fill your belly up again, your abdomen. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then gently release on your exhale. 3, 2, 1. Then inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And then exhale again. 4, 3, 2, 1. And so you just want to have that equal inhale and equal exhale. There's a little bit more, there are a few more complicated breathing exercises, but I'm going to leave it at this one because it's very simple. And then I want to do a few stretching exercises, if that's okay. Do we have some time for some stretching exercises? Okay. So because there's tech neck, many of us are looking at devices all the time. So our neck is actually not even in natural alignment. So this is something I do in my classes and in our programs every day, is that we're just going to do some gentle neck exercise. This is great if you're at the desk or if you're sitting down for prolonged periods of times. And I just want us to take a deep inhale and then look up. And you should feel the stretch in the back of your neck, and then exhale, looking down. Inhale, going up. And then exhale, going down. I hope you guys can feel this. And if it's if it's causing any discomfort or pain, just go to what feels comfortable for you. So inhale and then exhale down. And then you can go back to neutral. And while we're doing these exercises, let's try to be mindful of our body. Like, do you feel any tension or stress, or do you feel tight and stiff? Like, we don't really put a lot of awareness in our body. So when these exercises that we do, let's focus on how does it feel and what feels right to us. And that's a theme in all self-care. It's what works for one person doesn't mean it'll necessarily work for you. Do what makes you feel good and brings you joy. So we're going to look to the left or look to one direction. And then exhale. Inhale to the other side. And then exhale. You just want to kind of look as far as you can back without causing any more pain. We'll do a few, just if you want to gently stretch each side of your neck. And then the other side. And then going down. And going up. Now we're going to do another gentle neck rotations. And then reverse. So whichever direction you go, you can reverse as you get to the bottom, for instance, and then reverse back. And then just have natural, calm breathing. And if your mind wanders, go back to your breath and to the sensations of your body. We're gonna do a few shoulders. So if you wanna raise your shoulders up all the way to your ears and then gently roll down. So breathing in, I bring my shoulders up. Breathing out, I bring my shoulders down. So do that at your own pace. And as you bring it down, you can also bring your shoulder blades together as you're dropping your shoulders down. And then what we try to do is balance it out. So always do the reverse of the exercise. And inhale up and then exhale down, and just slow, gentle movements. And what I love about the quarantine is that there's no competition. It's only ourselves, right? We're not have to be like, what do we look like? Or am I doing this right? It's all about ourselves. This quarantine, in a way, there's been, of course, some negative consequences, but we also have had a lot of time, I hope, to put the attention inwards. Take a few inhales and exhales. Now we're going to stretch our arms. So if you want to use whatever's comfortable, using your hand to press one of your arms closer to your other side. So. And then exhale back into the other side. Then you can also stretch your elbows. And then reverse. And then few wrist, especially if we're on the computer a lot. So just some simple wrist exercises, one direction and then the other direction. And then you can also stretch your arm. Let's feel comfortable. Your wrist in and out. And then before I leave you guys all for doing all the amazing work, I just want you to place your hand at your heart. And if you want to close your eyes, just give gratitude to your heart for beating 100,000 times every day without us putting any conscious effort. And just notice any sensations or feelings you've had from these exercises of the breathing. And I pray that all of you will be safe and healthy, as well as your families. Thank you so much, and namaste.
Thank you so much, Zai. We appreciate you being here. That was a wonderful presentation. We thank you for your time. We're gonna move on with the program. Pam gonna take over for the holiday name games.
Hey, hello. Pam, you gonna get us some music going real quick?
I sure will.
Okay, guys, so we have learned some great techniques on how to de-stress. We've learned how to focus on our self-care, but now we're gonna have a little fun, a little friendly competition with the holiday name game. And we have, I don't know if you can see this, we have great prizes we're gonna also give out to our winners. Be friendly.
So if you'd like to open your video, because we want to see you raise your hand. So this is going to be a first come, first serve. All right, Ari.
Okay, so the first game is going to be called the reindeer game. Who can name all of Santa's reindeers? Come on. I know you can do it. You don't need Google. Ms. Zai, you raising your hand? Who's raising her hand?
I know one. I know one.
You know
Rudolph.
Rudolph is one. So let's.
Okay, let me. Yeah. I was like, let me see what Google says now.
Oh, Ms. Zai.
No, I know a second one.
Okay.
Blitzen.
Okay, we got Rudolph. We got Vixen. Can anyone name more than 3? And that would be our winner. Who can name more than 3 or 4 of Santa's reindeers?
I can.
Who is
Rudolph, Blitzen, Dancer.
Okay, I think she's the winner, y'all. What you say, Daph and Pam?
Let's see.
I think she's the winner. So Nisi, you have just won our first prize for tonight, and I'm gonna let Pam or Ari tell you what your prize is.
Pam, what are the prizes, Pam? I think you have them.
So our prizes are some holiday gift cards. So we out a gift card to each winner. So if you will ensure that we get your name and contact information before we get off the line, we will be mailing you a gift card. And so do we want to list all, I can kind of read them off. We have Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen. But the most famous reindeer of all is
Rudolph.
Rudolph. Okay. Thank you, Eric. Okay, I'll let you go on.
That was fun. Okay.
It was.
Our next game is going to be really easy. Hanukkah is the Jewish holiday. Who can name another name for Hanukkah? What is it also known as?
Advent.
I was looking for, but we'll hold to that. Anyone else?
And we'll allow you an opportunity to Google it. So whoever comes up with the correct name.
And what that music is? They need some motivation.
Okay.
No, we're ready.
Raise your hand when you have it.
cards win all the gift cards. Okay, Pam, I don't think anyone has it. So we're going to give you the answer and then we're going to move on to the next game. The answer is the Festival of Lights. Festival of Lights. Now, if y'all couldn't list reindeers and then you had a little stumble with Kwanzaa, with Hanukkah, I know Kwanzaa may get you stumped. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to see who can name the most principles of Kwanzaa. Who can name the principles of Kwanzaa? Latricia, what you shaking your head for? What you got?
The only one I can think of is unity.
Okay, okay. And you all can do a little bit of sneakiness. So you sneaky Santa, you can do some sneaky research. So if you want to Google it or ask Siri, the first person who comes up with the answer.
Okay, from Google, the 7 principles, because I did not know them. These are umaja, meaning unity. I can't even look, I'm Googling and can't even do it.
Latricia, you got any more?
I'm still looking because I'm not. There's an easier way.
I got self-determination, responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay, so she got unity, self-determination, and do you all know any of the Kwanzaa or African names for those words?
Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Nia means purpose. Kamba meaning creativity. Oh, Amani meaning faith.
Yeah. All right.
Well, Latricia, because she named the most the first time.
Yes.
What do you say, Pam and Dev?
Yes.
Yes.
You should just make sure you send us your information so we can mail you the gift card.
Yeah. So
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
all righty.
A holiday name game. Thanks everyone for participating.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we are respecting everyone's time, and I think we got about 10 minutes left. We wanted to leave each of you with a list of caregiver resources. So of course, there are a number of resources out there available, but these are just a few. You can connect with us on One Life to Live Foundation.com. We're online and also on all social media platforms. Show and Heal, we have www.showandheal.org. And I did note that your website is going to be up, Ms. Zai, in January. Okay, we may have lost her. Okay. But we have our Healthier Neighbors organizations. These are some of our community partners and organizations that are available for you as caregivers and also veterans. So please connect. And if you like any additional information, just let us know. Okay.
So I want to say thank you to everyone for attending our One Life to Live Foundation's Caregivers Community Check-in. I hope that you learned something during this program, and I just want to leave you with those words from Rosalind Carter, who says that there are only 4 kinds of people in this world: those who have been caregivers, those who are currently caregivers, those who will be caregivers, and those who will need caregivers. So caregivers will touch your life, whether you are the caregiver or whether you are the receiving care from someone else. Thank you so much for calling in. And until next time, we will be doing these video calls at least every quarter. So to make it out to the caregivers in the community, so they can learn about self-care and other quick tips on how to take care of the mind, body, and soul. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for all that you've given and all that you give.
Thank you so much. And thank each of the veterans on the line for your services. Thank for the family members who have cared for veterans. Thank you also for your service. And Latricia, you want to stay on the line for a minute so we can get your...
Okay.
Latricia, I think I have your mailing address, but you want to give it over online, or do you want me to just use the one that I have?
It's in the chat box, Pam.
I actually put it in. It's in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you. We got it.
I'm sorry, I didn't see
Thank
it.
you, everyone, for joining the call. We appreciate you. You have a good holiday, a good weekend.
All right, thank you. Take care.
All right.
Mhm. Okay, Pam, how do we do? I was freaking out, y'all. I really was.
You froze, and I'm like, oh Lord.
That's why, because my brain kind of like went blank. That's why I was like, I'm gonna let Pam go on to the next slide. But yeah, my mind just went blank for a minute, and I just like, my nerve got the best of me.
Daphne, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
It's still recording, so if we're going to share this, that's why I put it in the chat. We have to stop the recording if we're going to upload this online.
We might have to cut that last part.